Hello, evidence-based managers. All right, a couple of things. First thing is this space here, or really an add-on to our home page, which I'm going to put a couple of video blogs in here as we finish up the course. Again, we've only got a few more weeks, 2 more weeks left in this course. So things are moving along very fast, and sometimes there's a lot of questions that happen in those final weeks. So look for these video blogs. The first video blog is above, well, I'll put it below this video blog. Watch that one because that's the one that I posted in a wrong class that I meant to give to you guys last week. Completely confused the other class on a different topic about this whole thing. So watch last week's wonderful update, and then you're watching this week's update as well, because there is some information about your CAT assignment, because some of you had asked me about that. All right, so there's that. Here's our new space, video blogs. Watch last week, because if we do any changes in the course, if we have any questions, we're going to address a lot of those in these videos. And if we do change anything in the course, kind of as we're coming towards the end, it's always to your benefit. So definitely watch that. All right, let's shrink my picture down here. All right, we are in the beginning or in the middle of Module 5. Nothing too fancy here. Your normal one-pagers. A couple of things I thought I would do in this video, since I have your attention here for about the next 5 minutes, is that I see all of these one-pagers from all 27 of you, but you don't. And I just wanted to show you kind of what some of your colleagues are doing, and that may interest you or not. If you wish to change the format of your one-pager after seeing these, feel free to go right ahead. Generally, I would, you kind of want to stick with the format, but that's totally up to you, because if you see something that knocks your socks off and you really want to do it, go ahead and do that. The whole purpose of the one-pager is for you to have your own self-built manual about how to approach evidence-based management. Something, versus this, textbook that I'm pointing to. You can kind of have a quick sheets, quick notes about how to do that in a way that works best for you. So I've been running this class for probably, I think this is our 3rd year of this particular special topic, and the one-pagers usually fall into 3 basic categories. So let me show you kind of what those basic categories are. First is what I just call the narrative summary, and this is actually from one of your colleagues. Their personal information has been removed, but to kind of show you the narrative approach. And if I can drag it over here. And that's just kind of, they're just summarizing the chapter in a narrative approach. Very nice. A lot of detail in here. And if that works for you, again, there is no good or bad as long as you have the information in there. It's whatever works for you. This is what I would call the narrative approach. Just a paragraph summary of the material in there. And by the way, these are kind of outstanding examples. There are many outstanding examples. So if I didn't pick yours, don't be despondent. I literally just started going, and as soon as I hit the first one that was, here's what I call the narrative style, that was excellent. This is the one. I know there were many other excellent in these styles. Okay, so I call this the narrative style. The next style is the hybrid narrative and somewhat outline. So here's this style. More narrative. You still got narrative chunks, but now, as you can see here, the approaches, they've added some, I guess, easier ways. Let me get my picture off here altogether. Ways for, to organize the information rather than sifting through. Again, up to you. I'm not saying the narrative is wrong. It's, that was outstanding. But it kind of pulls the information out quicker, and kind of the hybrid narrative outline approach. And then the third way that most students approach it, there are others. I've seen people do like charts, it's in color codes and all kinds of stuff. but they generally, most of them fall in these three categories, is the pure outline. Just your traditional outline, whether you want to use Roman numerals or whatnot, where they kind of strip away a lot of the narrative and just have the basics in there. Still very packed information, on that single page. So there you go. There's a little perspective about kind of what your fellow students are doing in their one-pagers. Again, if you see something going, oh, that's really cool, I would like to do the narrative approach, go ahead and change. That's fine. I'm not, I know I mentioned earlier that it is preferred that you stick with the same format all the way through. But, things change. And if you really want to change, go right ahead, whatever works for you. All right. Another thing that has come up is that in our modules, we start talking about the Cat Manager. There's an application for your phone. And a couple of you have reached out to me saying, Chris, it's not there at the App Store. I have iPhone. I went to the App Store. It wasn't there. I went to the App Store today, and it apparently is there. So I could have sworn it wasn't there, and now it's there. So I don't know. They may be taking it down, putting it up. It's done by the Evidence-Based Management Organization, and they have the right to pull it down and take it up. So there is that. So the Cat Manager, if it's available to you, great. I mean, I did notice it was available at the, if you know what this means, it was available at the OS store, so my operating system store, but then the iOS operating for my phone, it wasn't, and then it was. So I don't know. So anyhow, don't sweat it. If you can't find it in Android, I have no idea. But if you can't find it, that is okay. It's just kind of a nice little thing to have. But one of the things that they've come out with, which is the reason I thought maybe they took it down in place of what they are doing now, which is artificial intelligence. And they have a GPT, which I will link below. And you can actually create these. They're not that difficult. If any of you are kind of, hobbyists into AI, and I encourage you all to be delving deeply into AI. I can tell some of you are, which is great. But yes, definitely embrace AI. But they've made what's called a GPT or a chat bot here. They've used an external company called Custom GPT so they can publish it to the web. And I did have somebody test it, so it should be available to anybody if you're not even a member of the CEBMA. It seems to be publicly available. So I'm a member. I wasn't quite sure whether it was a membership-only feature, but apparently it is available to everybody. And I will link that down below. So play around with that. It seems like they've trained it on the data of their textbook. Pretty cool. So there you go. I will say generally the GPT-4o also has a very good awareness of evidence-based management approach from the textbook if you prompt it correctly. So you got to prompt it to point into that, because there's different approaches. Some are much more loose than what the two authors of this book, Barnes and Russo, they have a much more, organized approach to it, a system that they've put on top of that, if you will. And if you tell GPT to use that approach, it usually does a pretty good job. But anyhow, play around with this if you can't find the Cat app. And again, watch my video from last week, which was phenomenal, but in the wrong class. And I do talk about some artificial intelligence in there as well. So, all right. Grading is done for this week. Everybody's doing a fantastic job. Keep doing what you're doing with your one-pagers. Again, if you want to change format off of what you've seen here, that's fine. But most of you are getting full points on these at this point. Kind of there was a little bit of kind of a learning curve at the beginning, but everybody's like doing really, really well. So have a fantastic week, and I will check in with you next week. Thanks.